Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. I just did one of these videos a couple weeks ago, but I'm dog sitting again, which means I have ample time to do nothing but read. I'm doing another 24-hour reading challenge. I said in my last 24-hour reading challenge that I wanted to try multiple different methods to this challenge to see what works best for me and how I get the most reading done. So last time I did gave myself a full 24 hours and read literally every second of every day or that whole day, but let myself sleep. And I only finished one book during that time. It didn't go well for me. So today I'm going to be trying another method, which is going to be, once I film this intro, I'm going to start a 24-hour timer, and I'm going to let it run to the end, but I'm going to pause it anytime I'm not reading. This video is going to be a span of days, but it's going to be seeing how many books I can read in that 24-hour timer. So that's the method that I'm choosing today. So I'll pause it whenever I'm taking a break or whenever I'm out or eating or doing chores or whatever. Unfortunately, I can't listen to audiobooks and I'm so upset about it, but I don't have any Audible credits and I had to cancel my Spotify premium because I can't afford it. So I can't do an audiobook on there either. So I can literally only physically read, which kind of stinks because I liked having an audiobook to listen to while I got things done, but it's okay. A little twist onto this video, I'm going to be reading summer books for 24 hours, and I'm really excited because I have a lot of good options with me today. So I'm very intrigued to see if this method works better and to see how many books I read. One thing about me is I'm addicted to watching Off Campus. I just sat and watched 2 episodes. I'm on episode 6 now and all I want to do is sit and watch it, but I need to read. So I'm going to take a break. I read the deal and DNF'd the second book and never went back to the series. So I'm kind of watching this as someone who hasn't read all the books and didn't obsess over it, and I'm in love with the show. The first episode, it took me a second to get into it, but now I can't stop watching it and I love all these characters, and now I do kind of want to go back and give the books a second chance, maybe. But that's not the point of this video. I'm just saying I'm addicted to watching Off Campus and I have to finish it. Another thing I will warn you about, which I don't even know if you'll be able to hear them, but in case you do, the house I'm dog sitting at, they have a raccoon mom and babies living in their chimney. And they squeal and scream and scratch and climb all day, every day. And sometimes it's louder than others, but I don't know if the phone will pick up on it, but if it does and you hear weird screeching noises at any time, it's because there's raccoons living right there. They can't get in the house or anything. There's a whole barrier where they can't get into the house. They can just get in and out through the roof and whatever. But yeah, I wish I could see them. I've seen the mom. I saw the mom go out at dusk last night, and she was climbing the trees and sitting in the tree looking for food. And then I could hear her climb back on the roof and back into the chimney to bring back the food. And it's so crazy. But yeah, that's my disclaimer if you hear any weird animal noises. That's besides the point. Let's get into the books that I brought with me. 3 books with me. I forgot my Kindle. I forgot my Kindle at home and I feel naked without it, but this house is only 5 minutes away from my house. So when my boyfriend gets home from work, he's gonna pick me up and we're gonna eat dinner together anyway. So I'm gonna be going home and I will get my Kindle, which would be good because I'm gonna need my Kindle. None of these books are on Kindle Unlimited, but I read a Kindle before bed. So I'm gonna be reading 2 books at a time at all times in this video because I'll have my during the day book and then my before bed book, but we'll pick that up later. Right now, we're picking between these 3 books. Isn't this the prettiest stack you've ever seen? It is so pretty, I'm in love. So first we have Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. Now, I have no idea what this is about. I'm trying to read all of Carly Fortune's books. I just reread Every Summer After because I read it a couple years ago, completely forgot the plot, and I reread it and it was really good. And she has like the best just summary, quick reads. Now, I haven't heard the best things about this book in particular, but I want to read it nonetheless, and I don't know what it's about. And I have One Golden Summer, which I have heard endless good things about. This is like technically the second book in the Every Summer After, and it's about Charlie, the MMC of Every Summer After's brother, and I have heard like such amazing things about this book. Everyone rates it so highly. Everyone loves Charlie and Alice. So this I'm like excited for, but I'm nervous because it like I have high expectations for it. The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. I have been waiting to read this book because I love Abby Jimenez and I read everything she writes. I've heard very mixed reviews on this. Some people hate it. Some people are like loving the mess. I think the plot is so interesting and I'm really excited for it. I hate that it's hardcover. I hate hardcover books. I'm a hardcore hardcover hater because it's just so uncomfortable, but it's beautiful. And I don't even know if this takes place in summer. It just gives me summer vibes. I just don't know which one to start. I'm leaning towards The Night We Met just because I haven't read an Abby Jimenez in so long and I love her writing. It's so fast-paced and it seems like a nice little messy plot. So I'm not sure how long this is going to go for. Today is Thursday. I'm dog sitting till Monday. I feel like we'll be done with this by Monday, but who knows. But yeah, just basically we're going to be binging some summer reads together and seeing how much we can finish. Hope you enjoy this video and I'm so excited to get started. And I'm so fucking panicked right now because there's been a little tick problem. The house I'm staying at is like kind of in the middle of the woods and it's on a lake and there's a lot of woods around. So the dog has been attracting a lot of ticks, which is normal. I'm very scared of ticks, but the chair I was just sitting in right by the fireplace, I just found 7 ticks on the fireplace. And now my theory is that they're coming from the raccoons in said fireplace. Because although the raccoons can't get in here, there's a tiny hole where they could be coming from. So now I'm like freaking out. And you know when like you find a bug and you think it's all over you? That's me and I have no one to check me and I'm freaking out. But reading update, I'm at 23 hours and 6 minutes and I'm on page 60. Things are going well so far. I'm really enjoying it. Super entertaining. Like I just want to keep reading it, but now I'm just like, there's not much to say about it right now. Just like fun, entertaining stuff happening. I really like Chris so far. Don't really care for Mike, but again, I'm not really supposed to. I don't really know Larissa much. I just know that she's going through a lot right now. Those are my updates. I think I'm gonna continue reading right now. I'm not 100% sure. I'm on a tick killing binge right now, so I don't know. It's 12:15 right now. Probably eat lunch soon and watch an episode of Off Campus. But I do want to keep reading, so I'm just going to change locations and continue to read, and I'll update you whenever I have more to say. Page 73 now, and I'm at 22 hours and 54 minutes, but I just wanted to share this. Something I love about Abby Jimenez is she always has something funny in her books. Well, like, her books in general are very funny. There's always just, like, random moments that happen, and one of them that just happened was the male main character, Chris. He's a pharmacist, and his chapter opened up with him interacting with a customer, and the customer was buying birth control. And it was a woman, and she was like, my boyfriend takes it instead of me, so I need to like switch it so it's in his name. And he's like, what? And he was like, you know, that's not preventing pregnancy. It's actually not safe for men to be taking that. And she like ran away crying, and it's just so funny to me. Like little moments like that in Abby Jimenez's books make me laugh. There's on chapter 7. I'm gonna read for a little bit longer until I make some lunch. It is now 2:30 and freezing. I just ate lunch and watched an episode of Off Campus, and oh my god, it's so fucking good. Like, I just want to keep watching it, but I know I need to read. I have 2 episodes left. Right now, I'm gonna read. So my boyfriend is picking me up when he gets home from work so I can stop at my house to get my Kindle and to eat dinner with him. So I think I'm just gonna read till then. He'll probably come pick me up at like 4:35. So my goal is to read till then. 22 hours and 25 minutes left. On chapter 10, page 108 of this book, I would like to get over halfway today. That's my goal, and then finish it tomorrow. I'm gonna read as much as I can of this, and I will update you after. Poppy here. I'm trying new flavor, Alpine Blast. I think it's meant to be like a Mountain Dew, and it's actually really good. And I'm not really the biggest Mountain Dew fan. I like Baja Blast, but this is good. 3:17, he's on his way to get me, so I'm gonna stop reading now so that I can get ready to leave and let the dog out. But we are at 21 hours and 43 minutes left, and I'm on page 158, so I'm actually like definitely gonna get halfway through this today, and I'm loving it. I am loving it so far. One thing, I don't like Mike still. I don't like him. I can be empathetic towards the fact that it seems he's going through something, and he does struggle with anxiety, and his coping mechanisms aren't great. But I just think he's a bad boyfriend. And I think he needs to focus on healing himself and taking care of himself, because he's never there for Larissa. But Chris always is, because Mike is always phoning up his best friend Chris to come help him or to come do something for Larissa. So I can see why Larissa went for the best friend. I mean, I would too, because Chris is there for her way more than Mike is, and like has already shown more love and care for her. As messy as this is, I'm pro Larissa going for her man's best friend. I'm gonna go home for a little bit. Not sure what I'm gonna do. Probably won't read till I get back. It has been a while. It is almost 8 o'clock, and I just got back to dog sitting. Guess what? I forgot my Kindle again. I went back to my house. I ate dinner with my boyfriend, caught up on Euphoria, and I was on my way out of the house, right? I had my Kindle and my vitamin water. And my boyfriend literally went, "Don't forget this." And I had them. And then I got to chatting with my mom. I got distracted getting this white sheet from the bed that I sleep in. I went downstairs, put the vitamin water and Kindle on the table, got the sheet, only picked up the vitamin water. And then as soon as I pulled into the house I'm dog sitting at, I realized I don't have my Kindle. I forgot it again. I'm gonna sit here and read for as long as possible. Possibly the last time I update you for tonight, just because I want to get comfy and cozy and I don't want to set up the camera again. Good morning. It is now Friday. And I have some updates. So I read some more of this last night for bed, and I made it to page 236, so I'm definitely finishing this today for sure. I have like 150 pages left, so that's great. Timer, I have 20 hours and 22 minutes left, so I read for like 4-ish hours yesterday. It is 10:30 in the morning. I just watched episode 7 of Off Campus, and I want to finish it so bad, but I'm gonna read first and probably just sit and finish this book in one sitting. The only thing I'm not liking about it, and I've seen this like on TikTok, and this was like people's complaint, is that like it's so focusing on Mike and Larissa, and the love interest is Chris, and it's just like focusing on Mike and Larissa's like relationship going downhill, which I guess you need that to set up for why she's being pushed towards Chris. But we're over halfway through the book and she's still with Mike, so enjoying kind of Chris like yearning for her, and I like that he keeps putting Mike in his place and is like, you're gonna lose her if you keep acting this way. And I don't know, I really like Chris. I think he's a really good MMC. He like cares about women, he's respectful, and he is all the bare minimum things that you want from an MMC. Having a good time, and I like this plot. It's not something I've read before. I haven't had an Alani in 2 days, which is like crazy for me. I've been having coffee, and usually I have an Alani every day, but we're treating myself this Friday because I'm exhausted. Strawberry Sunrise. Have you guys seen like the rat phenomenon in these? Like, I'm terrified, and I check every time. I don't see it. It's so good. Okay, update you whenever things are happening. I finished the first book of this video, and it is currently 2:30 p.m. and I have 18 hours and 27 minutes left of the timer. So I took like 5.5-ish hours to read this, which I think is pretty good. I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm rating it a 4.5 stars. Abby Jimenez did it again. She never fails me. I think this is a tough situation to write, and I think she went about it really well. I know a lot of people don't really like this book, but it did it for me. I loved Chris and I loved Larissa as individuals, and I loved them together. And I liked the growth that Mike had in the end. And I also liked that she touched on how this is affecting Chris's friendships, and especially his friendship with his best friend Mike. And I liked how she showed that and navigated how it's affecting not only them two, but also the relationships that they have around them. And I just thought that it was really sweet. It was funny. It was entertaining, really fast paced, and I thought the story was great. It didn't give me 5-star feelings, so that's why it's not a 5-star, but I don't really have many complaints. I really enjoyed this. This is a great first read to start. I think I'm going to take just a little bit of a break, and then I will come back to pick what we're going to read next. I'm ready to start reading again. So it's 3:15. I'm going to read until my boyfriend comes to pick me up after work. I don't know when that's going to be. And then I'm going to my house to actually get my Kindle, and we're also going on a date tonight. So this is probably going to be the last of my reading until when I get back. And the book I decided to read, Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. It's only 300 pages long, and it just seems like a nice summer book. It was between this and One Golden Summer. I just leaned toward this. I don't really know why. This been on my shelf a little bit longer than One Golden Summer has, so let's get it done. I did have an Alani today, but I really want a coffee, and it's Friday, which means I can double my caffeine. So let's make a coffee together. Make a coffee with me, iced coffee. Stock cold brew is the best cold brew. And this is a new creamer that I'm trying, and it is so good. I usually get Chobani creamers, or I forget the other brand, but I don't usually get the oat milk creamers, but I saw it was coffee cake, and I was like, that seems good. And it is actually so delicious. I'm obsessed with it. Oh my God. It's actually heavenly. So it is 4:09 right now, and I am on page 42, chapter 5 of Meet Me at the Lake, and the timer's at 17 hours and 45 minutes. About to get picked up, but I will tell you my thoughts so far. So basically the gist so far is this is past and present timeline, and Fern and Will apparently like 10 years ago spent one single day together, and she had a boyfriend. They were both in relationships, but like they spent one day together because he was working at a mural at the resort her family owns. And then we find out like very early on, her mom passes away, and it's 10 years later, and she has inherited the whole resort, so she owns it and needs to take care of it now. And after 10 years, Will shows up and is like, hey, your mom actually hired me to do a job here. And there's like an unknown thing that happened between them. Now, where I'm gonna struggle and where this has to do well is the fact that like the past timeline takes place all in one day. So already not much can happen in a day, and for that to be a lot of this book. 2, they're both in relationships at the time that they meet. So if there's some cheating going on, I don't like that. And 3, like, it's not like they fell in love in that one day. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that they were like madly in love. This is just me like assuming that this is how it's gonna go. Like, they're madly in love and they met each other. It was love at first sight on this one day, and then they separate, and it's 10 years later and they're like drawn back to each other because they're so in love. Like, I just don't believe that. So I'm interested to see how Carly Fortune's gonna handle the fact that they literally met and spent 24 hours together and then never saw each other again for 10 years, but somehow Fern like is like stunned by the fact that he's there and like is upset because he did something to her. But like, what can you, I don't know. Intrigued to see where Carly Fortune's gonna take it and how she's gonna do it in a tasteful way that doesn't piss me off. To you guys when I get back. I do want to read a good chunk of this tonight. I plan to stay up a little bit later than usual because it's Friday and I'm just really in the mood to read. I feel like so motivated now that I finished one book so quickly. I feel like I could finish 3 books in this video. It's 9:30 p.m. and I have a lot to say. Went out to dinner with my boyfriend. It was super fun and nice. And then I came back to the house I'm dog sitting at. And I mentioned earlier that there are raccoons living in the chimney. It's a mom and babies. The Wildlife Center has come, checked out the situation, and said that they'll just leave eventually, and then the chimney can get capped off. So those services have been called. These babies are fucking crying, screaming, crying for the past 2 hours. They've been chirping a lot, making a lot of noise, which is normal. But this was unlike the noises I've been hearing the past few days. So I'm concerned because I don't want these babies to die. I'm sitting here like in the living room, like freaking out, trying to figure out how I can help these babies because there's no way for me to access them from inside the house. I can't sit here in good conscience and not do anything about it. And they're obviously starving and hungry. Calling my mom, we're trying to figure out what we can do. The dog who I'm dog sitting for keeps like running from door to door, obviously, because I think there's skylights in the roof downstairs, so he can see whenever the raccoon mom walks on the roof and stuff, comes out the chimney. So I think she went out to get food because the dog was barking, looking outside and stuff, but it was going on for so long, so I decided to feed them. I took a bunch of snacks. I fed them some crackers, some chocolate chip cookies, and some broccoli. I threw it on the roof. I threw it on the deck. I threw it on the tree that I've seen her hang out in. And I'm just praying that those babies get fed. I pray that tomorrow I wake up and I look outside and all that food is gone. Because it is so sad to listen to. I'll insert a video. Dealing with. We're going to call Wildlife Services again tomorrow and figure out what to do. The family I'm dog sitting for is away right now. They're on a like, they're out of the country on a vacation, so there's not much they can do about it from there. And like I said, they did have Wildlife Center come out prior, and something should have been done then. But I'm up where I sleep, which is like at the other end of the house, like way separate. I just want to share that because it's pretty crazy. I've never experienced anything like this. I got my Kindle at home, and I also brought another book. I brought My Friends by Frederick Bachman in case when I finish Meet Me at the Lake and still have time, I'm not in the mood for One Golden Summer, another romance, I can go to My Friends because that has a summary setting as well, so it's considered a summer read for me. I left my Kindle and that book downstairs, and I don't want to go back down there. So what's gonna happen today? Oh my god, another update. I finished off campus. That's another reason why I didn't read when I came back, because I watched the last episode and I'm actually so obsessed with the show. And I want to read the books, but I'm so pissed because they took them off Kindle Unlimited. So now what am I going to do? I can't afford to buy them. The thing I love is Hannah and Allie's friendship. Oh, it's so precious. That is like the best depiction of female friendship I've seen on TV, and it's just so beautiful. Kindle, left it downstairs. Don't want to get it. So right now, I think I'm just going to read Meet Me at the Lake for a little bit. 10:40 in the morning. I didn't really read last night. I read one chapter of Meet Me at the Lake, so the timer's at 17 hours and 29 minutes. I'm really slacking. Well, I started this Thursday, it's Saturday, and I have 17 hours left. But I think today it is rainy, cloudy, stormy. Just spend the day reading, and then I'm going to the movies with my boyfriend to see Obsession at like 4:30, so I can just sit here and read until then. I'm kind of nervous because I'm going to see this movie, and then after I get to come back and sleep in this house by myself. So that's my plan. I'm gonna just sit here and read. It is 11:42 right now. I have 16 hours and 37 minutes left on the timer, and I'm on chapter 10, page 109 of Meet Me at the Lake. It's not really catching my attention 100% yet. I'm still gonna keep reading. It's just like there's a lot of things I keep getting alluded to, and I just want to know what it is. Like, for example, the female main character keeps referring to her rebellious stage in high school and how she made a bunch of mistakes and the whole town kind of knew about it, but like we have yet to reveal like what she did. So that's why I'm really intrigued, like what did she do? And then she keeps alluding to, obviously we're going back to those 24 hours she spent with Will, and like I just want to know like how that ended and why does she have such an attachment to him 10 years later. Like, I don't understand how you can be so down bad for a man you knew for 24 hours and haven't seen in 10 years. Keep reading and see where it goes. I'm intrigued to find out certain things and to see, like, how this romance blossoms, because I just, like, can't get past she knew this guy for 24 hours, never saw him again, but he shows up 10 years later and she's like starstruck. Like, did he really make that big of an impression on you in those 24 hours? Also, not to mention, she had a boyfriend during that time too. Said boyfriend works with her at the resort that she inherited, but they're not together. It's weird. But on page 213, chapter 18 of Meet Me at the Lake, and the timer is at 15 hours and 2 minutes. And this is going to be a 1-star book. Now, I was giving it a chance for a while, and I was very bored for like the first 50 to 70 pages, but I was like, I'm gonna give it a chance. And there were a lot of things I wasn't liking about it. And now I'm almost done with it. I have less than 100 pages left, so I'm still gonna finish it. And it's just like, one, these characters have zero personalities. No personality. Nothing is like sticking out about them. They're not unique. They're not funny. They're nothing. Two, they have no chemistry. I don't see any chemistry. Nothing that they're saying to each other, their actions to each other, nothing is like sticking out to me. And they just like hooked up for the first time, and it's just like, it's so nothing. Like, there's nothing going on. Nothing has gone on this whole book. Like, I've been bored this whole time. I don't like the situation because when they met 10 years ago and they both had significant others, they were low-key flirting with each other and hanging out the whole day, and they supposedly like fell in love at first sight that day, but they both had significant others, and that's just cheaty. I don't like cheaty. And when he turns up, it's just like, she's like mad at him. We still don't know why. Still don't know what happened. I assume we're about to find out in this next chapter, but I guess I should have listened to the overall consensus that no one really liked this book, but I wanted to give it a try, and I hate it. Maybe if something radically changes in these next 90 pages, maybe I'll bump it to a 2-star. 2:30 p.m. right now. I'm leaving here at 3:30 to go to the movies with my boyfriend, so I'm gonna sit here and read until then. Finish this book today, which is awesome, and that means we finished 2 books in this challenge already, and we're not even halfway through the timer. We have 15 hours left. I ideally wanted to finish this challenge by tomorrow, but I am moving at kind of a slow pace. But I kind of like doing it this way because it takes the pressure off of it. Like, I'm not staying up all night, or I'm not having to read every second of every day. But I'm still seeing how many books I can read in a 24-hour time period. So that's nice because I'm like dedicating majority of my time every day to reading, which is great. But I'm also allowing myself to take those breaks. And it's been 9 hours of this timer, and I'm already almost done with book 2. So it's just crazy to think like how much you can read if you just dedicate the time to it. Continue reading for the next hour, and I don't know if I'll probably won't finish this in an hour, but I'll finish it tonight when I get back. It is 8:40 p.m. right now, and I just finished Meet Me at the Lake, and my 1-star review still stands. Bad. Like, it was just bad, and like, I didn't like the nature of their relationship. They had no chemistry, no personalities, nothing. Everything was so rushed, and like, they just like, nothing about them screamed that they were in love to me, like, at all. And it was just lacking that love and that chemistry. Like, it just wasn't there, and I did not like this one. So 1 star. I have 13 hours and 39 minutes left on the timer. I saw Obsession, and it was really good. Really creepy, interesting concept, and it was a good movie. Do want to read more tonight. I just don't know what book yet. I'm gonna take a little break because I'm a little heated at how much I hated this book. Time to like decompress and stop reading for a little bit so that I can figure out what I want to read next. It is now Sunday, and it is 10 a.m. I'm showered and ready for the day. We're now on so we started Thursday, so we're on like day 4 of the 24-hour reading challenge. 2 books down. We have 13 hours and 20 minutes left of the timer. I started a book on my Kindle last night. Chose to start reading Left of Forever by Tara DeWitt, which is the 2nd book in the Spoons series. I read Savor It either the beginning of this month or last month, and it was good, and I've heard great things about Left of Forever. And it's summer vibes, small town, and it's second chance marriage, which isn't something I've read before. So I'm excited to get into it. I only read about 23 pages last night before I fell asleep. Today, my priority is actually going to lie with planning for June, because It's the last day of the month and June's tomorrow, and I haven't started my bullet journal spread. So I'm gonna do that first and work on that. It shouldn't take me too long, but I'm gonna sit here and work on that before I start reading for today. This is definitely gonna bleed into tomorrow and possibly even Tuesday, but I'm okay with it. I just really am doing this just to see, like, in a 24-hour period, how many books can I finish. I'm gonna make coffee and work on my June bullet journal, and then I'm going to come back to you guys when I want to start my reading for the day. I haven't updated you guys all day. It is like 3:30 right now. I did my bullet journaling and I edited majority of this video, so I didn't even start really reading till like 1 o'clock. The timer's at 11 hours and 32 minutes, so we're officially over halfway, which, like, I thought I'd be done by today, but no. To be honest, it's because I've kept a lot busier than I thought I would. I thought I was gonna straight be staying here for 5 days with nothing to do because I have no car, but I actually, like, have been going out. So I'm on page 132 of Left of Forever, and I'm in love with it so far. I love the found family, small town vibes. That's always something I love in a romance story and an interconnected standalone story. So that already is great, but I just love that, like, you can see there's so much history between these two, and they are so meant to be together. And the fact that it's 5 years after their divorce and they're still thinking about each other, they're still in love with each other, and now, like, they're like kind of coming to this realization that they are meant to be together and they're gonna figure it out. And I just can't wait to see them navigate this and their feelings that are still there for each other, because 5 years is a long time. You know, they've grown, they've changed, and maybe they can work now. And I just really like Tara Duett's writing style. She has a lot of quotable things in here, and she writes so beautifully and, like, articulates the feelings of love and sadness in such a beautiful way. And I also like how she deals with a lot of hard topics in her books, but does it in a tasteful way where it's not just like a trauma dump or like it doesn't fit there. Like, they fit and they're explored, and that's important. So I'm really enjoying this so far, and I can't wait to see where it goes. So I am going home soon, and I am cooking dinner for my family, and then when I come back I'll do some more reading. But yeah, I just wanted to update you that I'm really enjoying this book so far, and we're officially halfway through the challenge. Based on my reading, I'm gonna finish this soon, by tomorrow I would say, and probably start another book as well, and probably finish that. Not to be too confident or anything, but I'm really happy with the pace my reading is going, despite me pausing this timer so much and it taking me so many days to complete the timer. Good morning. It is now Monday. Happy June. This challenge is still not over, but I have amazing news. I finished Left of Forever last night. I sat and I read for 3 hours because this book was so good. I fought my sleep and I read Left of Forever. 5 stars. This is one of the most beautiful books I have ever read in my entire life. The romance between these two is so beautiful. Like, they are meant to be in every universe, and I'm so happy that they found their way back to each other. And the way it was written, like, it wasn't like they had a really toxic divorce and it's toxic of them to get back together. No, they divorced for very real, raw reasons, and they took that break from each other, and now they found their way back to each other, and they communicated all their issues so clearly, and they worked through every issue like so healthily. And it was like the most healthy relationship I've ever seen in a book. It was so, just everything about it was so beautiful. I need to read you some quotes because I'm just saying, my DNA mixed with yours and it altered your very bones. Byard. I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
I don't give a fuck who you've slept with or how many times. I don't give a fuck if you've had a boyfriend right this minute. We belong to each other in ways no one else will. Are you kidding me? This one. All I know is that if I found out heaven was real and got there first, I'd hang back in the waiting room and save you a seat. Like, it's just the purest love. And I loved this book so much. I honestly didn't expect it to be a 5 stars, but it was amazing. So, 3rd book done of the challenge and a 5-star read. Was not expecting that at all. I'm checking the timer right now. I have 8 hours and 29 minutes left. So, it's 10 a.m. right now. I'm leaving here around 2 p.m. to go home. When I get home, I have a lot of stuff to do. I need to wash my bedding, clean my room, work out, just all that reset stuff since I haven't been home. So the timer probably won't get done today, but I do plan to sit here and read for a bit. I'm not sure what I want to read yet. Like, I have no idea, because what I have with me, I have One Golden Summer, which I've heard amazing things about, another Carly Fortune book, another romance book. We've really only read romance in this video. And then I didn't know if I wanted to switch it up, so I have My Friends by Frederick Bachman, which also takes place in the summer, and I don't know what I'm in the mood for. I think I'm leaning towards My Friends, just to switch up the genre, and because I love Frederick Bachman, and I've heard great things about this book, and I'm kind of in the mood for something beautiful, the way Frederick Bachman's writing is. So I think I might start this, and if I start reading it and I'm not really in the mood for it, I'll find something else, but I've heard like absolutely nothing but great things, so this is gonna be the next read. This book is devastating. I don't know why I expected anything less from Frederick Bachman, because he tears my soul out every time. But I am on chapter 15, page 105, and the timer's at 6 hours and 39 minutes. And this book is amazing so far. Like, I just love his writing. It is so unique, and every sentence has such a meaning and purpose to it, and everything like he writes makes you really think. And I love the characters he writes, because they're going through so many things, and he writes it in such a tasteful way where it's raw and real, and it hurts, but it is so relatable to real life. Give like a short synopsis, because I think it's best to go in blind, because that's kind of what I did. Basically, we're following Louisa, I'm sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing names. Louisa, who is a 17-year-old orphan, and she escapes her foster home to go to this art gallery where her and her best friend, who has passed away's favorite painting, is being auctioned off. So she goes there, and she's surrounded by all these wealthy, rich people who don't see the true meaning of this painting and just see it as this expensive piece of work. And so she goes there because she wants to see that painting for herself, because her and her best friend promised each other one day that they would go and see it in person, but her best friend never made it to that since she had passed away. So she goes to see this painting, she gets chased off by the police, and she comes across this homeless man who actually happens to be the artist of the painting. So then we are following not only her story, but also 25 years ago when the painting was created. So we're following the artist of the painting and his friend group, which is what the painting is about, their stories and their lives, and how the painting came about, how he became an artist, and what happened 25 years ago moving forward. So we're following a lot of different people here, but it's really just a beautiful story so far, and it's already heartbreaking, and I'm only this much into it, so I can only imagine what more is going to happen. I have not updated you guys in so long. It is now Tuesday, and I'm home from dog sitting now, and it's like 9:45 in the morning, and the timer's at 6 hours and 3 minutes. Now, I don't remember what I said to you last, what I updated you on, but I am 141 pages into My Friends by Frederick Bachman. Things are still going well. Can't even say well because it's so sad, but very beautiful. I didn't get to update you guys or read besides in the morning yesterday because I had come home and cleaned my room, cleaned the house, washed my sheets, unpacked, all that stuff, and then by that time it was my little brother's basketball game, so I went to that. And then me and my boyfriend watched the Euphoria finale. I'd love to know some thoughts because I think the season was kind of trash, but I think that the way they ended it was good for what the season was. That's all I'll say. So today I want to finish the timer. That's my goal, is to finish the timer. 6 hours and 3 minutes. I feel like that's doable if I just lock in. I don't really have much to do today. I did want to film my April and my May reading wrap up, so I might do that. But all I have to do is, I just ate breakfast, so in half an hour I'm gonna work out, shower, get ready for the day, and then I should be able to dedicate my day to reading. Maybe I'll film the wrap up first. I'm not really sure yet, but I need to finally finish this timer because it's been, okay, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's day 6. So we need to like speed this up. So yeah, that's what's going on. I will probably talk to you guys when I'm ready to start reading, but I just wanted to let you know what's been going on. Okay guys, I have a very disappointing update for this video. I'm calling it quits. There's 5 hours and 25 minutes left of the timer, which is gonna have to bleed into tomorrow if I do it, and then that's almost a week of filming this video. And I have a lot of other videos that I had plans that I wanted to film and edit and upload, and this is kind of taking a toll on that a little bit. So I tried to sit down and read for a little bit, and I couldn't focus because all I could think about was other videos I needed to film and just like things I needed to do. So I wasn't into the story because I wasn't focusing. So I think I'm just gonna call this video quits. We did a good job. To recap, we read The Night We Met, 4.5 stars. We read Meet Me at the Lake, 1 star. We read Left to Forever, 5 stars. 175 pages of My Friends by Frederick Bachman, all in about 19-ish hours. That's pretty good. So you can say this is a fail, but I take it as a win because I read more books in the span of the 5 or 6 days than I would have otherwise. Found some good reads, got some stuff off my TBR. And that's the goal of these videos. So I hope you enjoyed this chatty 24-hour reading summer books video. And this won't be the last time I'm doing one of these. I would love to do them again. Maybe not for a little bit because it does like take up a lot of life. Not that I have a ton to do or a ton going on. It's just like it can be a lot to dedicate that much time to reading, and feeling guilty if I'm not reading while I'm doing other things just adds a level of stress. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love to know what more you'd like to see from this channel. So comment your suggestions below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My TikTok and my Fable
is in the description always for more book content and thoughts on books and reviews. And thank you so much for watching.